The Orient Bambino 38mm, a very popular mechanical watch for a very reasonable price. The Orient Bambino is talked up online as the perfect watch within its price range, a watch that oozes class and elegance with a traditional look and an in-house automatic movement. I've just bought one. I've wanted one myself for a little while now, and I assumed that when I picked one up, I would absolutely love it. But after actually holding it in my hands and wearing it for a little while, there is just one little thing that I'm struggling to get over. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. Let's start off by running through some positives. So, what do you get when you buy an Orient Bambino 38mm, specifically in my case the RAAC0M04Y version? Well, it arrives in this nice long box, which is nice and fuzzy on the inside, which is always appreciated, and the watch is presented very elegantly when you take a peek inside. What strikes me first about this watch is the simple yet classy looking watch face. You have this beige dial and the dark blue dolphin style hands. You also have these nice simple hour indicators, and this little date window tucked away at the side is also a nice addition. I'm not a huge fan of how it sort of cuts off the 3 o'clock marker. I think that takes away from what they're doing with the markers there, but it's not the end of the world, and that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, with the dial, the most noticeable element for me is the raised metal Orient logo, which I think just helps to contribute to this watch's high-end look. And all of these mentioned parts come together to form what is a very appealing, old-school, classic-looking watch face. The dial itself is domed and sits underneath a mineral glass crystal, which is also domed, giving the edge of the dial and the minute hand a slight warping. This adds to the vintage look of the watch, and if you look at it from the side, I think it has a nice symmetry with the watch's caseback. The domed look is more prominent in real life than on the marketing images. I think it looks great, but it's not a look for everybody, so I think that's just something worth bearing in mind before buying this watch. Onto the case now, and the elegance continues. The case size is 38.4mm to be precise. The watch is 44mm lug to lug. We have lovely brushed steel along the sides, with the remaining surfaces being polished, and a simple crown at the 3 o'clock position with the Orient logo engraved on the side. The dial is held in place by crocodile skin style calf leather straps. These straps are suitably dark brown in colour with dark brown stitching along the edges. You've also got this polished buckle with an Orient engraving and then Orient debossed on the inside of the strap as well. Now, we're about to turn onto the back of the watch, an area which I'm less positive about, shall we say. But before we do, please do consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you've enjoyed yourself so far. So, the back of the watch. I will say I like the continued domed look that we have with the caseback, and I absolutely love to see an exhibition caseback. I want to get in there and get a good old look at the movement. But that's where this watch sort of comes apart for me a little bit. On the movement, you have this decorated rotor, which includes a nice pattern and the Orient logo, so no complaints from me there. But underneath that, the rest of the movement is just a bit boring. When a watch has a transparent caseback, it's because it has something to show. I want to flip my watch over from time to time and appreciate the craftsmanship and the engineering that's gone into powering the watch. But this movement in particular just looks a bit cheap and bland. It's just boring flat bridges made up of what looks like quite cheap looking metal. And look, I get it. I know this watch isn't even £300, and I know I am asking too much. I am being far too cheeky here. But the thing is, for me, the rest of the watch is excellent. The slick design, the dark blue hands, the brushed steel finish, the raised logo, the leather straps. It's fantastic. But then around the back, there's just this. It's simple like the rest of the watch, but it's not classic looking or elegant. It looks kind of factory made and just put in. For me, it's a bit like going to a Michelin-star restaurant, enjoying a lovely meal, and then you walk around the back afterwards and you see the bins and the rats and a disheveled chef having a cigarette. You know, maybe some sort of pattern on the movement's bridges would fix it, or maybe just having a non-exhibition caseback would have been fine. You know, maybe it'd be better off just not seeing the movement at all. I just think if you're exhibiting your movement, if you've got a transparent caseback on such a nice watch, the movement should have something to it. That all being said, and I don't want to blow things out of proportion here, I do still like the watch, and it's a decent enough movement in practical terms. It's got a 40-hour power reserve. Hacking, it's automatic with a claimed accuracy of plus 25 to minus 15 seconds per day, which isn't amazing, but it's fine for an automatic watch at this price. And look, I do really like the watch, and I think I can probably look past my own personal issues with the movement. This watch is available online from £229 at the time of recording this video from certain retailers, which is an absolute bargain for what you get. I would say this watch is an ideal watch for anybody out there looking for a classic looking dress watch at a low price that doesn't look cheap or tacky on the outside, obviously if you ignore the movement. But I would love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Do you like this watch? Do you have one yourself? Do you have one of the other variants of the Orient Bambino watches? And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and turn on your notifications so that you know when I've uploaded a new video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.